Okay, first up we have Dylan Seager and D.S. Ruby. On deck, David Briggs and Dash.
Okay, we are at the start of the intermediate final third round of the cattle. This is Dylan Seager and his dog D.S. Ruby from Plymouth, Utah. So once again, we are here on the third round. They're going from slow to fast. I think everybody in here has 2 full scores. Oh, I take that back. Dylan has a score of 495. 2 full scores would be 540. He has a total time of 10:09. Okay, Dylan is working these cattle. Looks like Ruby is doing a nice job of controlling them. Get him into obstacle number 3 here. I like the style of this dog. You know, me personally, I'm not a big fan of dogs with a lot of white on them. Although we have a dog at home that is red and white, just like Ruby, a male dog. Not quite this much white. And that's just personal preference. Who the hell cares what color they are as long as they work, you know? So we're not going to a beauty contest here, but this is a cool looking dog. I like the dog and I like the way she reacts. She's quick. She works low. She's responsive. She's doing everything that Dylan's asking her to. And that's all we can ask. Okay, well, we just finished up the nursery finals, and it sure looks like Nina Clark took and Sid took the lead with a total score of 3 full scores of 810 points and 941. Tim Jessen, who came in the leader, got bumped down to second with 3 full scores, total score of 810 with a time of 9:47. 6 seconds separated them. Third place with Lauren Anderson and R.O.W. Ricky with 3 full scores and a total time of 10:01. My girlfriend and picked for best looking young lady here is Sage White and Ellie. Total score of 8:10 and 12:15. That's our top 4. Pretty good work for that group of novices. I have a feeling that most of them are not going to be novice next year. So congratulations to everybody for their hard work. It was a great show. Cattle were great. And there goes the buzzer for Dylan and Ruby. They did not have the run they needed or hoped for, but it was sure nice watching them all week. Ruby's a cool looking dog. I like the way she works. Yeah, her ears are up.
All right, that was Dylan.
When Dylan asked her to lay down, she just hits the dirt.
135.
Nice work, Dylan and Ruby.
Briggs and Dash. On deck, Cash Kennington and Mo.
Kale.
Trevor, Motichka, and Dave Dorene.
All right, our Cowboy Cowgirls crew. Come in, get the cattle out. We've got somebody standing at the gate, getting ready to come in. This is the 3rd round, the finals of our intermediate cattle. Here comes my good friend, David Briggs from Wood Lake, California. David and his wife Becky have put on a couple trials down there at their area that we've attended. Always nice to travel with David. Dash is a pup out of my wife's Ash dog, and he just fathered a litter of pups that we're really looking forward to seeing. I've got 3 of them there at camp with us. Brian Jacobs owns one of them, and hopefully he'll pick them up before we leave, or I might have to take them all home, and I've got 2 of them that we're taking home. So trying to keep these lines alive. It's pretty nice. We've got 4 brothers and sisters of Dash here. Earlier, Jessica Mossbaugh showed one of Dash's sisters, Stash, and did real good with them in the novice class. So let's see how David and Dash do. Look at the ears on that dog. He's a cool dog. You know, he's a big, strong male dog. He's been working well for David. When David and I go to trials, one day he's kicking my butt, and hopefully the next day I get to kick his. It's not always for 1st and 2nd. It might be for 4th and 5th, but it just seems like he and I are back and forth. I wound up with a sister to Dash, my alley dog. I wound up 4th in the intermediate standings this year. And David with Dash wound up 5th, and we were separated by 10 points. So I thought that was really cool, especially for being siblings and David and I being good friends. So good to see David out here making the finals. I made a tragic mistake at a sort with Allie, and didn't get 2 full scores with her, so I didn't make the finals. So I'm kind of rooting for David to have a fantastic run with the dash and just kick some butt. So let's go. A good fetch. David runs the ranch down there in Wood Lake. Reads cattle extremely well. It's going to be interesting to how everybody negotiates this obstacle. Same as it was in the nursery. 3 openings. The 2 on the outside are bigger than the one in the center. The one in the center is the one they've got to come through. So David is moving a little bit to his left to move those cattle, and he's kind of moving Dash that way too. Dash really wants to go to the head here, and he can't do that, but let's get that last one out. Okay, now we can move him over there. Direct the front one. Nice direction. Good job. Okay. Keep moving. Direct the front one, push the back one. Watch your overflank. See the draw. See this black steer? He wants to go back to the draw. The draw is back on the back fence where the cowboys are sitting on their horse. And that big Nutrena sign is. David's got to work them off that fence. You start hustling these cattle faster than they want to go, and you're liable to cause a problem that you're not going to want. So doing a good job of keeping these cattle calm, working them in a low stress manner. So they've changed this course just a little bit, this obstacle, in that they've put a panel in here to make it a little bit more difficult and give the cattle more options and ways out. And we just have to keep them going in the correct way. So we've got to go up the arena. You see that one that Dash is working continually wants to come to his left. That would be go back to the exhaust gate. These guys have been in this arena a couple times during the week, so they know where they're going out. And they're thinking, you know, food and water if I get out of here. And a good place to lay down and rest. Of course, they haven't done anything all day long, except eat out on the pasture all night and rest. More food and water in the morning. But he's got a set that's a little bit sluggish. You know, Dash has to stay after him. And you just can't make it go any faster than it is. Like I say, if a dog takes a little nip, little heel bite to help him along, it could cause more of a problem than it's trying to solve. He does give it a little directional adjustment there. You've got to protect your draw. Got to keep the dog on the side of the draw to keep them from not going that way. David's really done a tremendous job with this dog. I know Brian Jacobs took this dog to a Southwest futurity or some big time futurity and won with him, I think. I'm not quite sure where he placed, but I know Brian, when he came home, gave Kathy, they gave away a breeder's buckle. So she's proudly working that. Not only does the contestant get the buckle for winning, but they give one for the breeder of the dog. So Kathy is proudly wearing that buckle that this dog won. Okay, nice job, David. That's quick. Okay, don't wait. There he is. Here comes time. Right there, bang. 5:30. Okay. All right. Right now, David, you're in first place. Everybody's got to come get you now.
Good job, David Briggs and Dash. That was 4 points and a time of 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Next up, we'll have Cass Kennington and G.D. Mo. On deck, Trevor, Motichka, and Flash Dave Storm. In the hole, Lindsay, Boyce, and V.R. Pearl.
Okay, here comes Cash Kennington from right here in Afton, Wyoming, and G.D. Mo. Cash sends Mo on a come by. Cattle are moving. That's good. We just want to keep them moving. Comes around and covers them in the back. I got to tell you, if you're watching, just watch these dogs. They are so cool. You know, when you see a dog working with his head down and his tail down, he's not playing. He is working. When their tails go up in the air, they're playing a little bit. You know, they're not listening. Right now, head down, tail down. Very responsive dog. Let's see how Cash negotiates this obstacle. Like I say, this takes a lot of thinking, a lot of skill, and a tiny bit of luck. Maybe a little bit more than a tiny. Okay. Did a nice job there. We didn't waste a lot of time messing around. Okay. Gotta get that black one out. They all got it clear. Now we're good. Okay. Kind of the same format. We've got 15 points ahead. 45 points an obstacle if you get all three of them through. 6 obstacles, a total time of 240 or 270 points. Oh, one skirts through that outside, that little black heifer. So he's got a brought me one of these dash puppies that you just saw. So we're gonna play with him. Hopefully he doesn't pee on me. How you doing? You should have seen your dad. He was just up. Yeah, Dad was just up. Got a full score. Yeah, long. Okay. Look like your dad. Okay. Okay. Cash is moving on to obstacle number 4. Okay, Cash is going on here with a pretty good score time. He's in the sort pen now. And he's less than 4 minutes, 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Got to get him sorted. He's got the gate open. Let's see if we got a volunteer. You know, none of these obstacles are gimme. It's got to be a team deal. You know, he's got to get, okay. The genetics kicked in and said, hey, Dad, one's getting away. I'm going to bring it back to you. But he had to listen to Cash. Look at him. He sees it again. They're getting away. They're getting away. I got to go. No, you need to stay here with me. He says, we're a team. Stay. Get him out. Close the gate. Time stops from the gate right there. 4 minutes and 38 seconds, it looks like. Nice job, Cash Kennington and Mo.
Okay, that was Cash Kennington. It's DD Mo. Full score of 270, a time of 4:38.
Good job.
Next up, we have Trevor Motichka and Stacy in the hole. Boyce and Pearl.
Okay, today is family day out here. We've got a bounce house. We've got, I think, some face painting. I haven't gone out there yet. It's still kind of early. I don't know that everything's all set up. But it's sponsored by Clyde and Dorene McCort, Cold Creek Stock Dogs, and Derek Westover. Okay, here is Trevor Motichka / J Storm from Ronan, Montana. Let's go, Trevor and Storm. Hey, look at the cow. Look at the cow. Okay. Trevor sends them on a come by. Storm goes around, picks up these cattle, brings them in a trot. You know, that's a nice pace right there. If you could keep that through the whole thing and not make too many mistakes, you're probably going to win. Push those back ones up a little bit. Got to control the front one. Trevor does a good job right there. Oh, we're trying to skirt. Okay. Trevor tried to stop that one. In a lot of cases, we are not going to do that. I think, in my opinion, of course, I may not have been able to do it when I'm down there because it's a lot easier to do it from up here. If he would have sent Storm around real quickly over there, it wouldn't have taken much to bend him in, and we wouldn't be burning up the clock right now. But he's the one that made it to the finals, and I'm not. So. Okay, now we got to load all three of these in. Like I say, this is a tough obstacle. Not only the obstacle itself, but where it's positioned. Because if you can't get them in on the first shot, they're going to go to the back of the obstacle and hang on that exhaust gate. And then you're going to have problems like Trevor and Storm have experienced to drive them off of that back gate. And one went in the wrong hole, so he's got to bring them all out again. And now he can go around and bring them back in. So he sends them come by, bends their head. Again, let's look at the dog on here. This dog of Trevor's is pretty cool. Works with his tail down, his head down. When he asks him to stop it, look at how responsive he is. Same deal. Okay. Now he's got him. See, for that dog to get there and turn that cow like he did, he's got to go underneath a panel to do that. And a lot of dogs don't want to go under these panels. So, you know, that's a little tricky. They got to go. That's something that we can teach at home. You know, give them the confidence to do it. It's all confidence. Okay, Trevor's around obstacle number 4. Coming on down, making up a little bit of time here. There's our overflank again. Little bit of an overflank. Turn him to the side. Instead of just straightening out, now he had to go back and correct and restart. So, not a problem, other than the fact that the clock kept ticking. If they turned the darn clock off every time we did an overflank, we'd be in good shape. They just don't do that. Okay, Trevor's got him into the sort pen, so he's loaded. He's got his pen points. He's got about a minute and 15 seconds, a minute and 10 seconds to make his sort now. Got one out. Closes the gate. Got to close and latch the gate. Opens the second one. Got him out. That one's getting a little antsy. Don't disturb him. Just get the gate open. Let him go to his buddies. There you are. Time stops right now. Looks like about 5:26. Full score for Trevor and Storm. Nice work.
Okay, that was Trevor, Motichka, and / J Storm. Full points of 270 at a time of 5:26. Next up, we will have Lindsay, Boyce, and DR Pearl. On deck, Brent, Pennebaker, and CFO. In the hole, Gilbert, Valdez, and LTV.
Oh, here is because of the coolest video. This is shot from a drone, showing you the course. They went through the fetch. They enter, opening on the right, come through the middle, come into the pen, go out the one on their left, go up the arena, around obstacle number 4. So easy to do it on horseback. I don't know what everybody's having a problem with on the cow. Look at this. Yeah, open the gate, get one out, close the gate, open the second gate. Look at this. Look at how easy it is. Man, this is a winning time right here. Come on, push that last one out. Watch your head. Yeah. Cool video. Lindsay, Boyce, and BR Pearl from Chinook, Montana. Got a nice set of black heifers. Or is that 2 black heifers and a black steer? My mistake. Keep them together. Don't turn their heads around. Pressure and release. Got them in. Let's see what Lindsay's philosophy is here to get him out of this difficult obstacle. Okay, got a leader. Pearl, you got to go back the other way. You're stopping the flow. Okay. Get her on the other side. Needs to go away. Get that one out. Handlers are still behind the handlers line until after number 3. Got to watch that one on the outside. Get over there. There you are. Get him in. Now you got to go to the other side. Come on, Pearl. Come on, Pearl. Yep, got there. Pearl, come on back. Okay, so Pearl's getting a little excited. That one's already scored, I believe. She's pointed, so nobody's come out. If she gets those other 2, I think she's in good shape. What happened there? Okay, so she's going to have to reload if she wants a full score. Okay, turn their heads one more time. Okay, it's a good angle. You can see what the cows are looking at now. They could go straight out there. Good job. Good job. Okay. Direct the front one, push the back ones. They're at a good pace, nice little trot. Get them all gathered up together. Watch the ones that are going downhill. Now come out here and pick up the one on the right, send her away. You got to keep the momentum going around this one. Last few days, those cattle have kind of wanted a vapor lock right in there, and we've had to start them again. Didn't happen this time. Pearl's having a heck of a play day there. Let's see if she runs them right into the pen. Well, that definitely made up some time for Lindsay and Pearl. Pearl getting the gate there. Lindsay's got the gate open, waiting for a volunteer. Closes gate number 1, grabs gate number 2, gets her open. One only. Don't get them riled up in there because they go right over the top of your dog sometimes. Open that. Done deal. 5:22. Nice job for Lindsay Boyce and B.R. Pearl. Okay. Kevin gets the gate open. You see how efficient everybody's working? Lindsay's barely out of the gate.
Lindsay Boyce and B.R. Pearl, full score of 270 at a time of 5.
And the cattle are out, and here comes our next competitor.
Next up, we have Pennebaker and GSO on deck. Gilbert, Valdez, and LTA in the hole. Stacy, Bisnet, and LBC.
Okay, here comes a good friend of mine, Randy Pennebaker and GS Hope. Randy and his wife Kelly put on some real nice trials. We're both down there at the ranch that they have done in the past, and also at the Squaw Valley Rodeo grounds. We really appreciate having people put in the effort to put on these trials. You want to have that dog kind of pointed in the right direction so he sees these cattle coming out. There's been a couple dogs that have not been watching, and took them a second or two to get focused. They turn around the other way. Randy sends them on a come by. So let's see what old Hope does. Randy hopes he's got a good set of cattle this time, and he's definitely got a set that can win. We've got about a 11, 12 second fetch, so that's pretty darn good. Let's see if we can get them all in there. Oh yeah. Now, here's where it all can either go good or not so good. You're down there, you're thinking, which side should I be on? Where's that one going to go? How do I get that one out? Hope moves that one up and goes around the away side, I think. Backs up just a hair. Yeah, Brockleface is going to be a leader, and that's what we need. Yeah. Yes, sir. Go on, Hope, they're all yours. Direct the front one, push the back ones. I think that Brockleface wants to do the right thing. Got to get that one corrected. Got to get them grouped up. That one heifer wants to go back to the exhaust gate. Hope explains the situation to him that they can't go back yet. Okay, now that one's got to be pushed back in. Good job. Direct the front one, push the back ones. Okay. Got to get them grouped up, or we're going to possibly have these go through the wrong. There you go. Oh. Yeah. Ah, darn. Okay, that last black heifer turned around and came back out the entrance. So now Randy's going to have to gather them all back up and try it again. Got them gathered and going in the right direction.
Hey, get back away.
Okay, there's a little bit of an overflank. You saw what happened. Overflank can happen in any direction. From the back here, from the side, overflank. Now we got to get them back. So you got to turn them around and get them in the right place. Okay, got to go around. Put pressure. You can see the head bend. Got to come back here to the left and get that one. There, good job. Got them all in. And let's see if Hope can direct them out properly. There she goes. But come back to the come by side. So just that little overflank. Turn those cows' head towards the draw, and Randy and Hope going to get it corrected. But the clock's ticking. I mean, that's all you can say. The clock's ticking. You know, if we were moving them out of one pasture to another pasture, what the heck? You know, so it takes us, you know, an extra few seconds. See, over flank, stopped him, turned the cow's head. We're at 5 minutes. Randy's got a minute left to get this done.
Okay, that was Randy Pennebaker and G.F. Hope for 150. Next up, we will have Gilbert Valdez and L.T. Ray on deck. Stacy Bisnet and L.T. James in the hole, Amy Nelson and Stevie.
Okay, here comes Gilbert Valdez and L.T. Lace from Hanford, California. California has the most contestants here, by quite a bunch, I believe. We took a group picture the other day, and it's a big old contingency of people from California. It's kind of fun. We always do it every year. Gilbert and his wife Cecilia put on several trials a year, and again, we're very appreciative to have trials in California. They probably are about 3 hours away from us, so you know, when you have to travel 12 hours to get some places, you know, you travel 3 hours, and that's pretty local. Hey. Gilbert had a good time on the fetch. Gilbert is a good cattle handler. He knows how to read these cattle. And, you know, that's half the battle, is being able to know where these cattle want to go, where their draw is, to see their movements when they first start happening. Like I say, you got to watch their heads. When their heads start to turn and their heads are going in a direction, their body's going to follow. Oh, that was a nice job. Okay, he's in and out of obstacle number 2, almost out. Got to get that one out. Now he's out. All the way. Marches him on to obstacle number 2. And, marches on to obstacle number 3. Good job. Stops that white face. Turns him around. Gets him in. Let's see how well he Does it? I've got the wrong name and dog on the monitor. It's pretty easy to tell that this is not Nina Clark. Nina actually won. There you go, guys. Thank you. Nina won the novice. Yeah, pretty cool. Gilbert and Lace are doing a good job of getting these cattle, keeping them together. I want to get them up maybe against that fence a little bit more. Not going to take too much to turn that lead cow's head. Luckily he didn't. Okay, let's see if they stall out right here. Yeah, they kind of do. That's been a place all week long that for some reason they come around that corner and they just have a tendency to stall. So you need to go into that with a little bit more presence on your dog and just keep moving past that. For what reason, I have no idea what they stall for, but they're seeing something and they all see it because a lot of them do it. So Gilbert's got a great time. He's 3.5 minutes. He's going into the sort pen. Let's just get him in there without missing anything. He'll lay Lace down. Get gate number 1 opened. Ask for a volunteer. Yes, sir. He's got to close and latch the gate. Where are you going? Here comes number 3. Lace goes around. Gilbert gets out of the way. Lace, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. Bring him out. Okay, he's out. Gilbert walks over. Time. 4:48.
That was Gilberto Valdez and LT Lace, full score of 270, a time of 4:48. Next up, we will have Stacy Bisnet and LD3 Jane. On deck, Amy Nelson and Stevie. In the hall, Brent, Mataroli, and GS Flynn.
Okay. Okay, here comes Stacy Bisnet and LB3 Jane from Wilton, California. Once again, one of our California contingencies. And Stacy and her husband Reb and brother-in-law Dennis have put on some trials out around the Wilton area. And we really appreciate being able to have those trials so close to us that we can get over and enjoy them. Stacy calls for the cattle, cuts Jane loose on a come by. Jane lopes all the way around there, creates some movement in the lift, and comes in to control them. Okay. Each set of cattle just a hair different, like these are not wanting to necessarily trot. They will. They're gonna pick up, there they go. Now it's Stacy's job and Jane's job to control them. Control the lead cow. Push the back cow. Nice job. Stacy reads her cattle extremely well. And that's what makes her a top competitor. She hustles. She's got everything going just right for her. Boy, she is going to be through this second obstacle in no time. She's at a minute right now. Yep, that's one way to hurry. Now, just keep them going at their speed, but keep them going straight. Don't stop the flow. Don't get up too high to stop the flow, but keep directing. And Jane is just awesome. Look at her. The flow's never stopped. She's directing well. She goes over on their right flank. Uh-oh, what happened? Okay, now she's got to reload that one. Came out the wrong hole. Well, that red one just doesn't want to follow the leader. But they've all got to come out now. Now Jane can go around and reload them. She's going to get it done. It's just a matter that clock kept ticking. Okay. Jane needs to be on the come-by side to get them up to the top part of the arena. Now we're making up some time. Yeah, we're having a ball out there. Look at that. A little bit of an overflank. Yeah. Good. Now we got them moving really nice. Just direct. Okay. We're not bad. Just those very slight overflanks cost a couple seconds. She's got a great run going here. She's just right at 3 minutes. She's already got a gate open. Got one volunteer. Gate number 2 is open. Yeah, don't let them escape. Then you really have trouble. Gate number 2 is closed. Gate number 3 is opened. Cow number 3 is out. Gate is shut and slammed, and we're about 3:41 for the unofficial time. Okay. Kevin comes in the arena with a pretty gray horse there. Gets these out. Stacy and Jane are almost out of the arena. Kevin's shutting the gate. Look at the way this thing works, just like clockwork. Man, this is pretty darn cool. Kevin's closing the gate. Stacy's on her way out. Next contestant is standing there, ready to walk in.
Next up, we have Amy Nelson and Stevie, Isaac, Brent, Mataroli, and G.F. Flynn. In the hall, Philip, Keyner, and Riata.
Okay. This is Amy Nelson and Stevie from Mountain Grove, Missouri. It calls for cattle. Got Stevie set up to come by. Just gonna go all the way around and straighten these cattle out. That was nice. Got them all right through the fetch. You know, if you're watching the dogs, you've seen several different styles and colors of these border collies. The one thing they all have in common is that white tip on the end of the tail. So this dog has very little white on him, but he's got a white tip. Some of them are about that size, some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. So Amy's setting up her philosophy with her teammate Stevie to get these cattle to move around. Okay, Stevie's got to turn that one's head. There it goes. Now they're lined up. They just have to turn around and look at it. Got to move around. Amy is moving to try to put a little more pressure on them to turn their heads. But she also has to protect this end opening. So the cattle don't squirt out of there. There they go. I think we've got them pretty well lined out. Yeah, Stevie's a little bit confused. Got to go all the way around to the back. There you go. Relieve the pressure on the front. Put pressure on the back. They're in and they're out. Got to get this last one out another step. There you are. Amy and Stevie are doing a good job of controlling these cattle. And Stevie needs to come away. That's our counterclockwise command. Turn those cows' heads. Now she needs to go come by. There you go. A little bit more. A little bit more. There you are. Got them in. Now she needs to come away. Watch the cows' heads. There you go. Now would be a good time to send her come by. Turn those cows' head up the arena. There, nice work. That was cool. Keep pushing, keep them on the away side of those cows, or come by side of those cows. That's the wrong side. Need to be on the come by side. Stevie must have heard my mistake. Keep pushing them up there so you don't have to daylight them. Yep. You want them on the right side of that obstacle so they enter it correctly. Keep pushing. Amy's doing the right thing. Now bring them back quickly. Bring them back a little bit. Okay, we're at about 5 minutes and 30 seconds on a 6-minute course. the buzzer. Okay, so Amy didn't quite make her full score. Her dog worked really well. Now we go back and look at the videos online. They can go back and look at all this live feed and find their run.
Okay, that was
And take a look at it and critique themselves.
Score of 180. Next up, we'll have Brent Mataroli and GS Flynn. On deck, Keyner and Riata. In the hole, Dorene McCort and MSSA Maggie.
Okay, after the intermediate class, we're going to have the final round of the old timers class, which I think they only take the top 2 or so. I did not make it. I had a pretty good run in the first one. I had a terrible run in the second run. So I think it is Guy Johnson and Chris Timmons, I believe, were the 2 leaders, and they will come back, and it's fun. They'll be on horseback and have to go through this course probably just about the same way that everybody else has. They may keep the gates open because with these latches on this gate, it might be a little difficult to do it on horseback. Okay, well, here comes another good friend of mine from California, Brent Mataroli and GS Flynn from Motichka, California. Brent and his wife Lisa, and the heck with Brent, but his wife Lisa makes the best corn casserole. You know, we had a little get together the other night. And Lisa was kind enough to make my favorite corn casserole for me. So I keep embarrassing her into making it and bringing it every time, and by golly, she does. I appreciate it. Thanks, Lisa, but the muffins they're good too, and I can put them in the freezer and just have one while I'm sitting there on my butt watching TV at night. Okay, back to husband Brent and GS Flynn. Okay, we talked about the initials on the front of these dogs' names, and GS, you've seen several of them that had GS on it. Randy Pennebaker had GS Hope just a few runs ago. This is GS Flynn. GS stands for Golden State, which is the brand for Brian Jacobs. So every time you see a GS dog, you know that comes from his breeding stock. So just informational and, you know, kind of good to know. You know, gives you an idea of what's going on and who's who. Okay. Brent and Flynn have this dog, all the cattle in the pen, so let's see what his mode of operation is to get them out. It's got their heads turned, that's good. He's got to push Flynn to the back. You can see the dog looking at that lead cow that's kind of getting away. Not that she's running away, but that's what the genetics of these dogs tell them. I've got to bring these cattle back to you and control them. So in most cases, the last thing in all these dogs' training is to drive cattle away from us. Now Brent takes a look over at his handler's line and realizes he can't go too much farther than where he is, so he's got to call Flynn back there to drive and flank the rest of the way. So they're going into the obstacle. Flynn's doing a good job. No, we don't need you over there. We need you over on the other side. The other side. Uh-oh. That was a lapse in judgment. So now we're going to have to reload these cattle. And you can see what happens. We turn their head to the exhaust gate, and look at me, boys, I'm running home. So we've lost all that time. They run down there. They're kind of a little stubborn right now, and we got to push them off that gate. So Flynn's doing a great job of getting them started again, and we will reload this obstacle and do it correctly the second time. We're in the final round of the intermediate class here at the Mountain State Stock Dog Association finals in beautiful Afton, Wyoming. We've got kind of a new add to our finals this year, and that is that big Lincoln County Fairground sign that they've got digitally working. They are able to put the handler's name and dog's name and their points, and it's pretty darn cool. So Brent did a good job of getting him in that pen and getting one out. He had one trying to come out, second one trying to come out. He was able to stop him, so get the white face out, runs over there and closes the middle gate, hustles over and opens the third gate. Flynn's waiting patiently for a command. Wrong way, wrong way. There you go, let him out. Come on, Brent, hustle, hustle. You're burning daylight. 5:31 it looks like. Nice work. Anytime you can get a full score, you're way ahead of the game. You're just doing a great job. That's what I always shoot for. Finish the course. Get my hand on that last gate, the exhaust, whatever it is.
Points at 270 and a time of 5:31. Next up, we have Philip Keyner and Riata. On deck, Dorene, McCort, and MSSA Maggie. In the hole, Reb Bisnet and Sam.
Okay, we want to put a shout out to all our great sponsors. Big sponsor, Nutrena, family-owned company, and we are sitting here in Nutrena Loyall Life Arena watching. Oh boy. Here comes Philip Keyner and Riata from Ripley, Oklahoma. I just met this team this year. Philip introduced himself to me the other day as I walked by and said, "Hey, thanks for the commentary." He says, "I learned that I made a few mistakes out there." When he went back and watched the video, he says, "You pointed out some mistakes that I didn't even see." So he's coming in, he's setting up his dog, Riata. They're from Ripley, Oklahoma. Philip makes dog whistles, and he's blowing one here, and I hear, he showed me a couple of them. Boy, they look cool. But I hear that he is really tuning on these things to make them something special. I don't know if any of you have watched the podcast that Chance Horick and Traffic Balk put together. They asked me to come and do one with them last night, and I did. They said that Philip's coming over to do one, and they're going to talk about not only the dogs, but his whistles. Just a little bit that I heard from Chance last night about Philip's in what he's doing. It sounds like he's really getting these things dialed in, the hole size in them to make a higher pitch without blowing a lot of air, a bigger hole at the bottom, all this stuff that makes a whole much difference when you're working with these dogs as far as pitch and how much it takes to blow them. So guys might want to dial up that Stock Dogs Unleashed to do it, and listen to one of Phillips if you want to learn a little more about whistles. Maybe he'll teach us all how to blow them better. Okay, he's done a good job here. We've got 2 of them out already. Here comes the 3rd one. He's guarding that side. Don't lose it. Okay. He's behind his handler's line. Come on, you make the whistles, Phillip. Use them. That's funny. That's funny. Got one that doesn't want to play too well. Would rather go back, goes through the obstacle, turns around. Now he's coming back. Let's group them all up. Once again, a big shout out and thanks to Steve White and family and crew for making these cattle as good as they are. Just an unbelievable undertaking to get these cattle the way they should be so we can have a great finals. I mean, we go to finals all year long, and some cattle are good, some cattle aren't quite so good. You know, a lot of times we don't get to work with cattle that have been broke in where they're all even. It's kind of a little bit more the luck of the draw. I haven't really seen any bad cattle. There's cattle that are a little bit more challenging, but at this level, we've got some of the top handlers in the country here, and they know how to handle a dog. So you're never going to hear these guys complain. You know, they like the challenge. Well, maybe a couple of them might complain, but they still like the challenge. All righty. Phillips having an awesome run in here. It's a little over 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. And he's just about to load this sort pin, so he's going to be good if things don't fall apart. Well, one would like to go back. Riata's doing a good job, gets him in the pin, guards that hole. Phillips got a gate opened. Riata's going to move up, put a little bit of pressure on there. Yep, Phillip gets the gate shut and latched. Shuts and latches that one. Opens the 3rd one. And the last one comes around and shut your gate. Bang, you got to shut the gate to get time. Nice job for our professional whistle manufacturer, Philip Keyner and Riata from Ripley, Oklahoma, a time of 4:12, full score.
Full points of 270 and a time of 4:13. Next up, we have Dorene McCort and MISR Maggie. On deck, Reb Bisnet and LB3 Sam. In the hole, Annie Reynolds and Kale.
Okay, here comes one of my favorite ladies, Dorene McCort in MISR Maggie, Wellington, Utah. Dorene and her husband Clyde are 2 of the founders of Mountain State Stock Dog Association. They do a tremendous job of keeping this thing rolling and keeping it growing. Now you see that MISR in front of Maggie's name. That's the designation for Steve and Sherry's ranch. Mill Iron S Ranch. Now you have to understand where the S comes from. There's Sherry, there's Steve, there's Stockton, there's Stone, there's Sam, and there is Sage. What do you think? I think that's kind of cute. Okay, here's Dorene. Later on today we're going to have we've been selling raffle tickets. We'll have our raffle, probably right around our junior handlers class, which is right after the old timers, right before the open. And Dorene gets a lot of the prizes for the raffle and for the auctions. So you still have time to buy tickets. Dorene's got them all rounded up and headed for the fetch panels. Maggie's doing a great job of controlling them. Maggie's starting to show a little bit of gray. She's been here a long time. Dorene's done a really good job with her. Go on, Dorene, she's only bluffing. That one steer calf kind of got by her. Okay, these other two came out. Now, if they go in, yep, the red one went in. He's got to come out. He went in the wrong opening. There's only one way that they can legally come in. Otherwise, they've crossed the border illegally. Can't have that, can you? All right, Maggie's working diligently to get them controlled and turned around and headed towards obstacle number 2. Once they get stopped, it's really tough sometimes to get them started again. But Dorene and Maggie doing a good job. Looks like they're going to go right in now if Maggie gets around them. Okay, Dorene and Maggie got through obstacle number 2 pretty good once they got in there correctly. Now they're in obstacle number 3. And let's see how Maggie gets them out the correct opening. Looks like she's got them pretty well controlled. Come around to the come by side. Yeah, nice job. Nice job. See, it doesn't take a lot of pressure. That's why these cattle, I keep saying these cattle are so good. They take directions, you know. But if you get in their face, they're going to go around and go the wrong way. So the things that go wrong here, you know, when the cattle don't cooperate or when we say they're not cooperating, usually it's dog induced. The dog does the right thing, the handler does the right thing, the cattle go where we ask them to. when we are not in the right place at the right time, they're going to go possibly somewhere else. Okay, so that little steer calf decided he didn't want to go in with the others, so he kind of went around the outside. He wasn't bad. There was just nothing there that said you need to go in. Right there, Dorene stepped up, kind of blocked his forward motion. She says, okay, I guess I'll go in. So it's pressure and release. Got to be in the right position. Your dog has to be in the right position. You got to put the right amount of pressure on. If you put too much pressure on, that's not right. If you don't put enough pressure on, that's not right. Okay, Dorene's got the first one out. Need to hustle, Dorene. You got about 15 seconds left. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Slam the gate. Slam the gate. Yeah. Oh. Well, you paid for 6 minutes. I think you got it. 5:58 or 5:59. Nice going.
Okay, that was Dorene McCort with MISR Maggie. Full score of 270 and a time of 5:58.
Yep.
Kind of close there.
Didn't leave a lot of money laying on the table on that one.
And LB3 Sam on deck with Reynolds and Kale in the hole, Blaine Morgan and Storm.
Okay, one of our good sponsors here is WorkingStockDogs.com, Angie Johnson. If you're looking for information regarding trials in the U.S. and Canada, any upcoming clinics, things about breeders, things about trainers, dogs possibly for sale, more and more and more and more, need to look them up. Okay, here come Reb Bisnet. Everybody calls him Reb. His name is Richard. I was told the reason he got a name is his older brother Dennis, when he was born, said, we're going to call him Reb. That stands for Richard Earl Bisnet. Everybody knows him as Reb. Nobody really knows him as Richard. Here's LB3 Sam from Wilton, California. His wife Stacy was out here with Jane, I think it was, a little while ago. He's looking at where his handler's line is. Gets his whistle ready. Then Sam on the come by. Cattle are curious. They're looking at the dog, but she hasn't affected them yet, and that's good. That's what you want. Great outrun. Just a great outrun. Lifts them, fetches them. That was picture perfect. First one kind of steps up to pace. Let's see if the other two will catch up. We'd like to have them all bunched up together. Head to tail or shoulder to shoulder. A little easier to control that way. Okay. Into obstacle number 2. Reb walks over here and blocks this other opening. Sam is over on the incoming side, pushing them. They got to come into the middle. Okay, Reb and Sam are still working out here to get into obstacle number 3. Reb still has to stay behind the handler's line. He can't come forward until these cattle clear obstacle number 3.
Come by. There. Away. There. Lie down. Walk up. Come by. There. Walk up. Away. There. Lie down.
There you go. Nice stockmanship there.
There.
We're on a
Lie down. Here.
whoa. What's happening?
No. Lie down. Here.
Lost one.
Here to me. There. Walk up.
Okay, lost control for a second. Now we're regaining.
There.
Okay, they got to cross daylight the line, which they have. Daylight line is roughly where those two panels come together. And you can see daylight between the two gates over where the cattle are, right at the head of those cattle right now. And they've got to cross that line. From our vantage point, we can't really see it. The judge has got a clear line at it, but they've got it done. We're at 4 minutes and making up some time. It's not good when our dog gets up that high and stops the flow or separates them. Okay, you can see that as handlers, as things start not going according to plan, we get a little tense and we tend to get more boisterous. And that's one of the reasons that I use a whistle, because I was told some years ago by one of my mentors, Lauren Holmes, that I needed to learn to be quiet. And I have a difficult time with that. So I practiced with whistles and I became proficient enough where my dogs would do what I asked them with the whistle. And it does make a difference. It does. The whistle will take the emotions out of it. So you can tell when the handler is using his voice, and things start to get tense, and like I say, our blood pressure goes up 20 points, our voice goes up. The dogs feed off our emotions, just like for those of you that are horse people, you know darn well that the horse feeds off our emotions and can feel our tenseness and how we squeeze our butt muscles and stuff. Well, there's a great score, full score, and on the course, time of about 5:48, I believe, for Reb and LB3 Chance Sam from Wilton, California.
All right, that was Reb Bisnet and LB3 Sam. Full score of 270, a time of 5:48. Next up, we're going to have Reynolds and Kale on deck, Blaine Morgan and Storm, and in the hole we'll have Blaine Morgan with Gus.
Okay, here in the arena now comes a lady that I met about 2 years ago at a trial she put on at her place at King Hill, Idaho, which is right on the highway between Boise and Twin Falls. And one of her dogs, Kale, she's a pretty accomplished lady. I found out that she was nominated for the Cowgirl Hall of Fame, which is a big deal. But what I didn't realize until she invited us up to the house one evening for dinner, and we were talking, and I said, that's pretty cool being nominated for that. She said, yeah, it took them 18 years before I was inducted into the Hall of Fame. I completely forgot about it when I got the phone call. I didn't even know what they were talking about. So That's kind of unique. Along with that, she is way involved with the Reined Cow Horse Association. She told me the other night that the National Reined Cow Horse Association gives you these big banners. They don't give them to you, but they post them when they have their national events for like $1 million riders, $1 million horses, $1 million mares, $1 million breeders, all this stuff. This lady has more of those banners than anybody else, male or female. So tell you what, she's a hand. And she won the first round of the Old Timers Club, and I shouldn't even say that in front of her. But that's what they call it, so I will use that. I just call it the mature class, or the horseback class. So Annie Reynolds is quite an accomplished lady, and I respect her and appreciate her friendship greatly. So her and Kale are doing an awesome job. I really like both her dogs, Kale and Brent. They are responsive. They work really low and quiet. And when she asks them to stop, by God, they hit the ground. They look like one of Annie's reining horses where they're just sliding to a stop. Okay, she's got him into obstacle number 3. She has to get Kale on their away side. There you are, right there. Right there. A little bit more. She saw that he was possibly going to go straight out, send him around. And that's a pro move right there to get him pushed up, not let him go around that panel. Remember that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, and you would like them to go straight into that obstacle rather than the backside where you have to push them through and turn them around. So you can see where they're trying to go. They are trying to make a turn and go to the exhaust gate. Right there, don't let him turn his head around. Come on, Cal. Ask them politely to go with the other ones. There you go. Now we're set. She sends them on her way. They're going to come out of this obstacle at a trot. All we need to do is control them straight ahead. Okay. Nice. One more time around. There you are. Gate number 1 is open. She's got it closed and latched. Goes to gate number 2. Open. Kale goes out and saves the day. Closed and latched. Opens the gate. Kale goes around and pushes old Whitey out. Close the gate and time. Nice going, 5:06 or 5:07 for Annie Reynolds and Kale. Nice run. Okay, Kevin comes in
Good
again.
job, Annie Reynolds and Kale. Full score of 270 and a time of 5:07. Next up, we have Blaine Morgan and Storm, and followed by Blaine Morgan and Gus, and in the hole, Cynthia Jennings and Cis.
All right, here comes our drone video again, showing this course. Cattle are set into the arena. And there they go. They come through the fetch, just head to tail. They come into the obstacle number 2 on the right, make a U-turn, go out through the middle. They come over to obstacle number 3 and enter, and go out to the left. They go straight to obstacle number 4, go around that, straight down, not a misstep here. Look at the way this thing is going. They go into the pen. They get consumed in the pen. They all have to be in the pen before we let one out. We got number 1 out. The gate is closed. Now we move over to number 2, and we're opening the gate, and we let that out. Don't let number 3 out. Close the gate and latch it. You got to latch it. There you are. Duck your head so you don't hit your head. Close the gate as soon as the gate slam. Time right there. Well, what a run. What a run. Okay, here comes Blaine Morgan and Storm from Oral, South Dakota. Let's see how Blaine and Storm set this course up. Let's see what their plan is. The opponents enter the arena. Storm goes around, picks them up, keeps them moving. You crowd them too much and you might have an explosion. Just stay right on the edge of the bubble is what you like to do. Keep them moving, don't let them stop, but don't let them run away from you. Direct the front one, direct the front one, direct the front one. Go back and push the back ones. Go back and push the back ones. There you go. Now wrap them right around. See how easy it was when you did it horseback? It was simple. You know, that's what I've said in the past. This is definitely the hardest thing, sport, event that I have ever tried to do. I feel that I'm competitive, but there's so much more that I have to learn to try to be better at it. Once you let these dogs loose, you know, when you send them on the fetch, you don't have any control. You know, if you're driving a race car or something, you've got control. If you're riding a horse, you've got control. You're holding on to them, you know. Here, you know, he's 50 yards away from you. You don't have control. You've got to rely on your training and what that dog could possibly do. Sometimes we kind of fight the training and the genetics. Look at this. Come on, Blaine. Come on, Storm. Get him in there. You got a run going. You guys are going to the lead. Keep it going. Keep it going. You're 2 minutes getting into the sort pen. Let's go. Opens gate number 1. Let's see if we can get a volunteer. The red one's looking right at it. Direct Storm over to put a little extra pressure on. You don't want to put too much or they all start busting through the gate. You know, we need one out, just a volunteer. These sorts are just a matter of inches. All right, you got it going. Come on, come on. You're going to have a 3-minute run. Come on, Blaine. Come on, Storm. Let's go. Come on. Shut the gate. Time. Looks like about 3:11, 3:12. Nice going. That might go to the lead. Nice job, Blaine Morgan and Storm from South Dakota.
Blaine Morgan and Storm, a full points of 270 and a time of 312. That is our unofficial leader for the round. Next up, we'll have Blaine again with his other dog, Gus. If you're thinking that you need to get back in the show, go with both dogs. Great work.
Okay, well, here comes Blaine Morgan right back again with his other dog, Gus. So the man from South Dakota run a couple dogs and brought them both back. Okay, let's see how Blaine and Gus do. Let's see if they can beat their time that they had with Storm. Let's go for it, Blaine. Let's go. Don't hold back. Okay, these cattle are kind of drifting off to the north there a little bit. Gus needs to get around there and suggests they go down right down the middle through the fetch panels. I think that's what he needs to talk to them about. There. Looks like the discussion was successful. Keep them directed. Looks like we got a couple heifers and steer in there. A little bit of an overflank, turn them uphill. Let's see if we can get them back directed. Oh. All right. Not a big deal. That one went in the wrong opening, the opening that they're supposed to come out. They've got to come out. He's got to come out. That's the steer. He's an independent thinker. Now he goes in the right one. Hopefully he'll lead the other two girls in there. Yep, he did. Blaine kind of runs like I do. When you become mature, sometimes your legs don't stay underneath you as well as they used to. Oh, he's doing well. Let's see if he can have the same sort of success with Gus as he did with Storm. Maybe send Storm around or Gus around to the outside to turn the heads of those other ones. Yep, we've got a leader there. That's what we're looking for. Got one that's skirting. He didn't come out. Don't go in there. All right, well, that one's in, I think. Looks like it is. So now he's got to reload everything. Start all over on that obstacle. That's why there's such a tough obstacle. There's so many options for the cattle to do the wrong thing. It's, it looks pretty simple when it's done right, and everybody says, oh, they just walked through there. No, they didn't just walk through there. They went through there correctly because the handler and the dog were in the right spot, putting the right amount of pressure on at the right time, not too much, not too little, not too high, not too far back. That's when they just walk through there. Okay, we got them all corralled up there again. See if Blaine and Gus can have the same success. Okay, he's got one out, got two out. Gonna get three out this time. Yep. Okay. Don't turn their heads around. Be careful. Good job. I need to flank him around. Don't wait. Nope. 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 Good job. Good job. Okay. Now just keep them moving. Keep them moving. Keep them moving. There you are. Okay, you got a minute to sort them, Blaine. Got them all corralled. Guess got to hold them from going out the back, which hasn't been a problem so far today. Opens gate number 1. Looking for a volunteer. Anybody want to go out? Yep. What sees the hole? Gotta hurry. You got 30 seconds. There you are. Nice going. Yeah, you got your money's worth on that run. Cost you the same whether you do it in 2 minutes or 6 minutes. Good run again, Blaine Morgan and Gus. Okay, we want to put a shout out and a big thank you to Flying Finn's Border Collies in Crowley Ranch, Oregon, for their support and sponsorship.
Okay, that was Blaine Morgan and Gus, full points in a time of 5:54. Next up, we have Cynthia Jennings and Cis. On deck, Dylan, Seager, and Bo. In the hole, Lina Collins and Edge.
All right, coming in now is Cynthia Jennings and Cis from Washington State, Lake Stevens, Washington. Hey, how you doing? Somehow I'm having, there you go. Okay, well, once again, I've got a Nutrena rep up here with me. I'm going to let him introduce himself and talk. You should be on. Huh?
Hear me?
Yeah. You're on.
Yeah, so just joining on here. Like you said, I'm a Nutrena rep. My name is Coleman from Utah. So been here all week.
I can hear you. Off is on.
There you go. Hear me now?
I could have heard you before. Can you hear yourself?
I can't hear myself, so.
All right, let me, okay, let me see.
You hear me now?
Okay, I'm hearing myself.
And I can.
Mine's working good.
Test, test.
Test, that was a test, I heard you.
That's okay. If we get a headache from the screech, then I'll just have to get off a little bit soon.
You're good. Go on. We had technical difficulty. I think we had to call the boss here. He come up, touched a few buttons, pulled a few plugs, we're good. Go for it.
Yeah, so sounds like we're good now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep, so just joining here, obviously for the Stock Dog Finals here for Mountain States. And here with, as you can see on the screen, you know, Nutrena Loyall Life Arena, so it's always fun to come to the finals and, you know, hang out and do whatever there is going on, so.
I'm thinking you sat up here for a little bit with me last year, didn't you?
Yeah. For a while last year I was here. I've been here for 3 years now, so it's been good. I've been hiding this year over by the sheep, so the sun's shining over there, and then
The,
there's a
the
little
sun
more-
is not shining underneath these bleachers. It's colder than I'll get out.
And the sheep are just a little bit more exhilarating to me.
Yeah,
A lot more going on.
yeah,
You know, so.
yeah, there is. Well, tell us a little bit about Nutrena.
Yeah, so Nutrena is, our bag feed brand produced by Cargill. We have feed across all species, especially, dog food, as you can see, the Loyal Life arena we're in now. That's one of our dog foods. A lot of competitors here feed a dog food that we call True. It's really designed for these working stock dog type dogs. We have a couple other brands, Black Gold, and a lot of dog food sales. Horse feed, poultry feed, all kinds of feed. So if you have an animal, we can probably take care of it.
What's going on with the dog foods? What's new?
So Loyal Life right now new is we just barely updated Loyal Life. Those that might have fed it in the past, we'll see it's in a new package. Some updates to, minor ingredients like, some fruits and vegetables, what's better for the dogs. I guess the reason for the update, was really bringing to life consumers, especially in the pet space, are really getting focused on what's in their dog food. And so that's on the packaging now, meat's the first ingredient. Show that on the packaging, some of those other ingredients, just so the consumer can kind of see it there. So, that's really the big new thing with our pet foods.
I hear people talking about probiotics, prebiotics, postbiotics. Explain that for those of us that are not in your world and are lay people. What's a biotic and why are they so important?
Yeah, so prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics. Obviously, probiotics are probably the most important. That's kind of that's like what feeds the gut, right? The microbes in the gut are your most important thing. Keep the gut healthy, and so those probiotics are kind of the factory help keep that microbial nutrition alive. Prebiotics and postbiotics also go towards digestion. Some consumer, insights and polls we've done, the number one thing they care about is how long can my dog live, right? Longevity of my dog, my animal. Second thing is, skin and coat health. Just because, a lot of pets are indoors, so you want them to have a good coat, not be itchy. And then also digestion is very high. So those pro, and postbiotics are all designed to help, the gut function at the best of its ability. Because without a healthy gut, then you don't have a healthy dog.
Right. Do all pet foods have all these biotics in them?
No, not all pet foods do, and then some that do have it, they aren't guaranteed levels.
Okay.
That's one thing with Nutrena. All our dog foods have those pro, and postbiotics in it, and that would be kind of wrapped up into what we call our True Immune technology that you'll see on our bags, and those are guaranteed levels. And so we claim it on the bag to where it's in the dog food, and so it's a guaranteed level, so you know that it really is there.
Interesting. Yes. Yeah, I don't think a lot of us know or understand what's going on with the food we put in. We feed what our neighbors feeding, or what the guy at the feed store says is the best thing, and or we look at our dogs and go, well, they look pretty okay.
Yeah, they're doing good on weight.
They're doing good. They're not losing any weight. But when you get to the professional level and really want to do the right thing, you need all that extra.
Yeah.
you know.
Especially asking so much of these dogs, right? Like,
Yes.
recovery comes from, their next meal. If they're not able to digest that next meal and get everything out of it, then are they really recovering?
Right. And I think that that recovery issue is one thing that's extremely important. Is that a function of all these pre and postbiotics that are in there, or is there something else that helps create recovery?
Yeah, so in dog food, it's most of that gut health. Because the nutrition in the dog food is adequate, for all of the dog's functions, including recovery. If they're able to digest it, if they're able to get the nutrients out of the dog food. If they have a bad gut and they're not digesting properly and they're just, moving food through their body and not really intaking the nutrients they need, they're not going to get that recovery. They're not going to get,
Yeah, if it all goes out the back end, it doesn't help us, huh?
It doesn't help, right?
Right.
It keeps the dog alive because it gave it a little bit of calories, but in terms of muscle growth, muscle recovery, all that, you got to be healthy. The gut, everything stems from that gut.
Good. Good. So you're out of Utah, you said?
Yep, I'm from Utah.
Whereabouts?
Spanish Fork.
Oh, one of our handlers here is from Spanish Fork.
Yep, I believe probably talk about Mike Bartlett.
Bartlett.
Yeah, so I know Mike. I went to school with his son. So.
Oh, okay. Well, Mike will be in our next class after this, which is the old timers class. Well, he won't. He didn't make it to the finals, like I didn't. But he's the mule guy.
Yeah, he rides a mule.
Yeah, and a good mule, let me tell you. So right now, Dylan has got a pretty good run going. He's at 4 minutes, and he can still get these cattle sorted. He's got to sort one out the far gate, one out the middle gate, and one out the near gate. So let's see how he does. He's got the second one open. Going to ask Bo to go around, put a little bit of pressure on him, and only one, not two. He can step in and stop that one. You don't want to turn him back on that back gate. Bo's got to go in there and stop him. He goes out, and that's the first one I've seen actually go out today. So what he's got to do now, he's got to reload everything. He doesn't have any points for his sort as yet. It's all or nothing. You either get it or you don't. He didn't get it this time, but he does have a minute left to get them reloaded and sorted. So, like we talked about before, the sort is just an event of inches.
Oh boy.
If you've ever worked livestock, I mean, half a step you can get yelled at for stopping the flow, or a half a step you can get your butt run over.
And every time I work cattle and work the sort, seems like that's where everyone loses their patience.
Yeah.
It can be a good day until you get to sorting cattle.
We've got a couple. We got into this ranch sorting event, which is pretty exciting. And we've got a couple of pretty fancy little horses. We like to brag on them. They show well. We get into the pen and they get a lot of attention. But I'll tell you, the little one that I've got is all he'd ever done has been a cutting horse all his life.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm good for about 2 jumps. If he's got to go for the third one, I've got to pull him up because I'm feeling I'm off to one side.
Yeah.
So Dylan and Bo got it done after reloading. We got a full score of 546.
Seager and Mo, full score of 270 and a time of 546. Next up, we're going to have Lina Collins and Edge on deck, Carter Harris and Leah in the hole, Sam White and Rose.
We're getting down to our top.
So we are coming in now with, looks like Lina Collins and her dog Edge from Moore, Idaho. I believe Lorena is in 7th place after 2. So there's only 6 more after her. And we'll see how everybody does.
I always have to remind myself they run in opposite order of
Yeah,
their
they go
places,
from
so
slow to fast in the
slow to
finals.
fast, so. Run number 19, but she's currently in 7th after 2 runs.
Right. I think we've got 25 or thereabouts.
I like the big screen. We can't really see it on our TV monitor, but the big screen today has the time they need.
Yeah.
If they are to
Yeah.
jump into first place. So
Mm-hmm.
I often find myself getting a little tense when it gets close to that time.
Yeah. Well, everybody does. Boy, Lorena's got something going here. She's done a good job with her dogs. She reads her cattle well. You know, the thing about this is don't stop the flow. Don't turn their heads.
And I got turned.
It did. All it takes, again, a matter of inches, you know. There's a draw in this arena, and it's the exhaust gate that we're seeing it. You turn their head towards it and give them an opportunity to go, they are going to go. Chances are they're good cattle, so they're probably going to respect the dog, but they're going to take some time to get here. So
It's the first time they've seen this course today, but not the first time they've seen this arena.
they've been in
week.
this arena before. So they know where they come in at and they know where they go out at. So this is, okay. Edge's got to get around to the right side of him. Now he's got to jump back to the left side of him. Some of these dogs will go underneath the panels, but some of them won't. Now Edge, he's a big dog. Maybe he didn't feel he could fit, so he went all the way around the outside.
Yeah, and
But
especially number 3s.
Yeah.
I got to go around
Yep,
the
yep.
whole panel. It takes just a second.
You know. Well, she's definitely making up some time on her run now. They've been at a good pace. All Edge has to do is control them. There's a side. Got to get around that other side and get them stopped because they will go through there. That's about a 10, 12-foot opening, but he does a heck of a job of getting through there. Wraps them around, gets them in. Yeah, look at this. She's 2.5 minutes
Yeah,
getting into the sort. Opens up one gate.
I like where she has edge also. Just,
Yeah.
hey, let's not let them out the back.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Those cattle are right there at the openings where they're probably going to shoot through when she gets an opening.
Yeah, it's nice that this obstacle is set up this way because all the cattle go to the exhaust gate. They don't go down to the other end. It'll draw them. Open the gate. We're in a nice going. Slam the gate. Stop the time. There you go. 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Thereabouts. Good job. That's going to be up there at the top. That's going to move her up. You got to have a lot of patience, a lot of skill, and a little bit of luck to get a 3-minute run.
How about luck?
Yeah.
Next up, we will have Carter Harris and Leah on deck, Sam White and Rose. Getting ready, Trevor Motichka.
Okay, that'll move her up a couple places. That's a cool picture for on your Nutrena ad there. We
Yeah.
appreciate your guys' help.
Yeah,
You know,
no, it's
Nutrena's help to
great.
keep this thing going. We're here at the Loyall Life Arena. Our lower arena is our Nutrena True Arena. Then the sheep arena is what, the Nutrena True Main?
Trimune, yeah. And that's
Trimune.
That's our probiotics.
That's your probiotics and
Yeast
stuff.
package, yep, for that digestive health. It's fun.
Okay,
we
here
got
come.
Carter in now, and
Yeah.
I was just setting up with Carter and Sam, who actually comes next.
These two, they're good friends, both of them. We've got Sam is 12. Carter is 14 today. Today's his birthday. And they both are the two youngest to ever be moved up into the open.
Yeah, they're moving up after today.
They've shown in the open since the 1st of May.
Yep.
So, and they've done well.
They're officially done with intermediate after today.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is their last
Go.
Last hurrah. Go beat up somebody else.
Yep. Go see what they can do up there
Yeah.
in the open, and they've done good, real good. So.
Yeah, they're both good students and good handlers. They know what they're doing and always want to get better and learn more.
Yeah, and just got to brag on them just a little, right? We got the next generation here for Nutrena. They both feed Nutrena dog food. Sam and Carter, their families do.
Mm-hmm.
And so it looks promising for us, coming here and supporting, because we got some of these young guys doing great also.
I would only think so, yeah. Okay, Carter and Leah, they've got to get these cattle moved up and wrapped around.
So it looks like Carter's going to try and do the pushing and let the dog.
Yeah, I think he's doing the right thing right now, trading swapping ends.
I agree. Get a little more push out of the dog, because the handler can't go in the panels.
Yeah, and I think Leo might have been up there a little bit tight. Carter's a big boy, but Leah's a powerful girl.
Yeah.
Got a lot of presence to her. And like in this particular case, Carter can take a step and move off there out of the pressure points and get him to move a little bit easier, and he can get maybe Leah to move. But great job here. We're 2 minutes. Let's see how he directs and pushes. So direct the lead cow, push the back cow. Okay.
Just a little bit slow and sticky.
They're a little stickier herd than the other ones. It seems like after they get through obstacle number 3, we can pick up a little time sometimes, but that black one, he just kind of wants to keep turning his head.
Yeah. I'm more curious than wanting to go.
Yeah. He's not really seeing the need to be here.
Yeah, they got a nice big 5-acre pasture that I think that steer wants to get to.
Yeah. That was a good move to keep them from going below those fetch panels. Keep them moved up. Don't let them turn their heads.
Yeah, and this is the spot where you said you can gain some speed if you want to, going over to that number 4 in the corner.
Yeah. I said this is a little stickier herd than the other ones, but doing a great job of controlling them. You can only do the best you can do, and then everybody else has got to come get you. Don't beat yourself.
Yep, and this is where a little of that luck comes in, right? Luck of the draw on the cattle, because they're just gate cut there at the back, and you get 3.
But sometimes the ones that are a little more trotty that you can have a good chance to really win on, you really got to be on your game to control them. You miss one by a few feet, they're going to take off on you, and then you got to regather. So sometimes slow and steady is a winning set.
And then the rest of the run, they kind of know that they can get away with it.
Yeah, you never know.
The cattle will start pushing the boundaries too if they need to.
Whoa. Okay.
Leah really wanted to focus on the black one, and the red one got away from him.
That red one hasn't been real user-friendly from the beginning. Not that they've been bad. I haven't seen a bad cow in the 6 days we've been showing them. There's some that are more challenging than others. Okay, we're going on 5 minutes. He's got him in the pen. Now they cannot go out the back. Carter's going to hustle over and open the first gate. They have to go out in a certain order.
I was going to guess the red one will probably be first.
Well, you guessed right. Close that gate, open the center gate. Got to get one moving. Okay, we got them both moving, so Carter can step up there in plenty of time. Close and latch that gate. Open the other one. Turn them around. We got him. Nice source. That's a nice source. About 540.
Good job, Carter and Leah. That was a full score of 270 and a time of 540. Next up, we'll have Sam White and Rose on deck, Trevor, Motichka, and Shep in the whole city, Coleman and MSSA June.
I was sitting up there in the bleachers earlier, and they said all I got to do is beat you by 1 second.
Yeah.
They're buddies, and that's what they were saying. That's what they were saying.
Yeah. Now here comes the youngest member of the open division. Carter is the second youngest. Sam is 12. Carter is 14 as of today. Yesterday I said he was 13.
Yeah. He celebrated.
Amazing how old you get in a day. So here's Sam White and his dog Rose. Sam gets them picked up. He's got a nice set of cattle. They're moving, a little different than the cattle that Carter had, but they can change in a heartbeat.
Oh boy, yeah.
You know. There they go. They slowed down, but they're taking the direction well, and that's what the important thing is. Direct the lead cow, push the back cow. Let's see how Sam philosophizes this move, because this is kind of a tricky move right in here. Got lots of places for the cattle to escape and only one place that is right. So it's a matter of patience, position, and pressure.
And one place they want to escape, which is the exhaust, but
Yeah.
it ain't quite time.
Okay, we got a volunteer. If we can get somebody to turn their head and draw out. Now, we can't have them come back in. Well, that's good. That's good. All right, grab that lead cow and get him turned around.
Wrap him. Looks like he'll have to wrap him
Yeah.
around the back of two.
Yeah, just as we're talking about the draw to the exhaust, we've got one that turns around and goes the other way. You never know.
At least to Sam's luck he didn't go back in.
Yeah,
Then he would have
yeah.
had to restart.
Yeah, we've had a couple of them do that today, and it's
These cattle want
they don't want to leave this end of the arena.
to
All right, now we've got them all kind of gathered up. Let's see how Sam and Rose maneuver them to obstacle number 3. Got a little gal that doesn't necessarily want to play this game.
Like you said, they were good coming, and
They were good coming, and
they got stuck down there on the gate.
yeah,
So.
don't blink too many times, something else will happen. Okay, Sam and Rose have them under control now, and have kind of convinced them that they need to go in this direction. look, it's still that's that little steer. He really don't want to be there. Good job. Okay. Got to push him up the arena.
That one steer just wants to be on his own.
Yeah. I don't think he likes those girls. They must be ugly or something. I don't know.
He's not a fan of being with the other two.
I'm going to stand over here and make him come get me.
At least he's in a good spot to where.
Yeah, at least he's in the right place. Yeah, Rose is being hampered by those panels. She has to go all the way around them each time. But okay. Now I think, not sure, but I think he's got to push those back across the line.
He's got to bring them
just a little bit past that line. I can't see it from here. There, they're past it. Okay. Come on, Sam.
Yeah, we've said he's 12, and you watch him, and
Yeah, he's just having, he's got to really work these cattle. He's not necessarily doing anything wrong. Rose isn't doing anything wrong. There he goes. He's got it all taken care of. Just remember, Sam, these are your cows.
Yeah, he might not be a fan of these when they get back
Yeah.
home.
Blame your dad. Nice going. Come on, Rose. Get him in. Get him in.
Got about 30 seconds. He'll have to hustle.
Yeah. Sam's got to hustle. Let's go.
Got a double.
That's too bad. Good run. He's going to run out of time. Good try. Tough set of cattle. Nice job, Sam and Rose.
He's got a little sticky.
Yeah. Dad standing at the exit gate there.
Good fine job, Sam. Rose so close. Score 225. Next up, we'll have Trevor, Motichka,
Yep.
and Shep.
Good job. What can you say?
Coleman and MSSA in the whole fair division and SLB coaches.
Looks like we're down to our top four.
Are there four? Where are we at?
Trevor, Motichka, Shep, and then
Okay. Here's Trevor, Motichka, and Shep from Ronan, Montana. Yeah, he's fourth after 2 rounds. So we've got 3 more dogs after him.
comes in with 6:44 on 2 runs already, which
Yeah.
is really good.
Yeah, 3-minute runs.
He'll need it looks like on the board, and that's unofficial, obviously, but he'll need a 3:29 to go in the first. So
Oh, okay.
we'll see what he does here.
Well, they must have been pretty tight. If he needs a 3:29, that's pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be pretty quick, these top
Yeah.
ones, I'm pretty sure. So
So I don't know who's in first. I can't remember who had that really good time, but they had to be pretty tight going into the 3rd round.
It looks like Trevor, he definitely has one calf that is going to be the leader throughout his run. As long as they go
That's what you hope for.
Yeah, that bigger black one definitely seems like it's going to be the leader for now. So.
And he's looking like she is, yeah. Okay. Bring him out, send Shep around to the away side. Yeah, keep the flow going.
He made it work without coming over to this right side, and I think that kind of is nice because now the dog's already in position.
Yeah.
To keep him from going to that, exhaust gate that we've seen be a struggle.
Yeah, Shep's over on the away side a little bit more to keep pushing on him. Okay, now he can come over. Yeah, these are pretty good little soldiers we got here, marching pretty good. I don't know about a 3:29 run, but he's got a great run going.
He'd probably want to be on a little bit of a gallop right now.
Yeah, right now you need to be making up time. But you start pushing too hard, and you could be peeling him off the exhaust gate again. Well, let's see if he can push him into a gallop. Or at least a controlled trot.
A good set that's not sticky, but not really a set that wants to pick up the fifth gear.
They're all different, and I think a lot of it depends on the dog, the presence of the dog. Some dogs have a lot more presence to them. That even though they're in the same place, they put a lot more pressure on the cattle. I mean, we've got a couple of dogs at home that they get anywhere near the cattle and they're moving. And then we've got other ones that can get pretty close to them.
And some just...
Yeah, it's just their presence. I guess kind of like walking into a room, into a bar, and seeing some big old guy out there, and you go, "Oh man, I'm going to stay away from him."
Stay away from that one.
Yeah, he's got a lot of presence to him. Okay, got a great run going. He's at 350. Got his second gate open. You got to be a little bit cautious. There you go.
Especially now because he's got the leader left in
He's got the leader in there, open the gate, get the heck out of the way. There you are. Go back and slam the gate. Yep, there it is. 4:13. So I don't know where second place was, but that was a darn good run for Trevor Motichka and Shep.
That was Trevor Motichka and Shep. Full score of 270 and a time of 4:13. Next up, we have Cindy Coleman and MSSA on deck, Sarah Dominguez and the SLV Poke. In the hole, Shirley Shoals and Lucky.
All right, you got about a minute to tell us about Nutrena again.
Yeah, well, again, back to our Loyal Life, which is, it keeps popping on, and, we're in the Loyal Life arena. And I mentioned we just barely updated, Loyal Life, new packaging. One other thing we added was healthy digestion.
Again, for the gut.
Dog food. And it's it has all the same, Trimune. It has, chicken is the first ingredient, but it also has pumpkin and oatmeal in it.
Interesting.
Oftentimes, if you go to the vet, especially these house dogs or pet, type dogs, they'll get an upset stomach, and the vet will oftentimes say, go home and feed it some pumpkin or oatmeal.
I've heard pumpkin. I didn't necessarily hear oatmeal.
Yep, and so we have oatmeal and a couple other, of our dog foods, and then in this new, it's healthy digestion is what it's called. Put some pumpkin in it with that oatmeal. Easier carbs, easier digestion to kind of settle those stomach. If you have a dog with a little bit of a hard stomach, that's
So would that be dogs with digestive problems, maybe older dogs?
Yeah. And there's a whole array of what could be going on, right, in terms
Yeah.
of digestion. But that one is there to, kind of ease that digestive upset, and, good product that we just added to the line. It would have popped into stores first on the market kind of June 1st. So,
Oh, okay, cool.
It's just barely getting out there.
Good to know. This is Cindy Coleman and MISR June from Weiser, Idaho. Once again, the initials out in front of dog's name designate the ranch or breeders that they came from, and this again is Mill Iron S Ranch for Steve and Sherry White and family. Cindy's the other. Got to get June back. Stopping the flow. Little mistakes make a difference. Okay. Like I say, when you're at home, when you're moving cattle from pasture to pasture, that wouldn't have been nobody would have said anything except get the damn dog out of the way. But here, that clock kept ticking.
Yeah.
Probably lost 5 seconds, 10 seconds in those two little maneuvers. Cindy always does a good job.
And the dog just wants to work.
He just wants to work,
Sometimes you gotta sit, too.
Yeah. Sometimes it seems we, as the quarterback, we're having to work against the dog's genetics,
Yeah, because they're really wanting to get the job done.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's gotta be a little more patient.
Yeah. Yeah, their natural genetics are control the animal, bring the cow to us and control them. And that's what they're kind of do. Even though that cow went out the right hole, that's where the dog doesn't get to come to the meeting.
Yeah.
They don't know what the right exit is.
She's okay right now with that calf off to the far, but this one going out the hole now is going to dirty it up. So now she's going to have to bring them all back.
Right.
And maybe, sometimes maybe that would have been best to start with, is bring all the cows back together, because that's what June wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's a hard decision to make in the
You
moment.
don't. Yeah. You can hear it in Cindy's voice that as things start going not as good as they should. All right, now they're all daylighted, so they can turn her. She gets to turn them around, hopefully.
Now
Bring
she
them back into the obstacle. We can hear that clock ticking in our head. Tick, 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 tick. And as we hear it and things aren't going 100%, we get more tense.
A little more tense, a little bit more louder.
Louder.
voice. You often hear that with the whistle. The whistle gets a little bit louder.
Yeah.
Dog
Not quite
relax.
as noticeable as the voice.
Yeah.
With our voice and on our whistles, we tend to get louder because, I don't know, we think the dog can't hear us,
Yeah.
and the whisper they hear better.
Yeah.
She's still got a decent run going. She's not going to go to the lead necessarily, but she's going to be in the sort pen here quickly. We don't have an escapee. All right, she's in there a little under. Oh, my clock's not moving.
We're at about 4:40, right?
Yeah.
So
Clock on the monitor is not moving. I thought it was, so I thought we were 3 minutes.
that would have been a good time.
Yeah,
Would have
that's-
been stopped there, but she's gonna have to be kind of quick. We're about 5.
Yeah,
10.
we're at 5 now. She'll get it. She doesn't have one bust out.
they're really wanting to be together.
Yeah.
Looks like we're
There
back.
you go, Cindy.
We're back to the real time on the screen now. So
Yeah.
oh,
Oh, look at this. Oh, that shouldn't have happened.
she really almost had it.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's gonna unfortunately maybe
Yeah.
run out here.
Yeah, she's going to run out of time here.
That one calf had no reason to do that, and that just did.
Yeah. I didn't see the dog putting a lot of pressure on there or anything. And her other buddies were up here at the exhaust gate waiting for her. She had an open gate. Who knows what she was thinking of. Now here come Kevin and crew to exhaust.
Jimmy Coleman and MISR June, so close.
Okay, looks like then there were two.
Two
left.
And SLB Cote on deck, Truly Shoals and Lucky.
Okay, we've got two left.
I missed the names, but
I didn't hear the names either, and I can't remember that far back.
they'll pop in on us, and we can.
They'll let us know in a minute. You know, these guys and gals on our cattle crew, they've been up since about 4:30 this morning with a saddled horse, going all the time.
This is important. These last two, their last run. This is not only for the round win today, finals.
It's the
win,
finals, you know, a lot of,
ultimate dog win. There's a lot to do.
there's a lot happening right now, so I'm sure if we had blood pressure monitors on these contestants, we might have to have the doc run in there and stop it, you know. You get to the burst. Okay, here goes Sarah Venegas with Pote from Haines, Oregon. Sarah is second after 2 rounds.
This is exciting to see. I just talked to Sarah yesterday and discussed some dog food.
Uh-huh.
She don't feed Loyal Life, but she does feed True, which is kind of that dog food designed for these dogs. So I was
good.
excited to know, and now it's exciting to see, hey, she's in the arena in second place. So
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do.
What does that say? She needs a 4-minute run? Is that it?
4 minutes, yeah.
4 minutes. Okay.
Which is doable.
Very doable. She had a formidable lead. She's starting out very well.
Good set of trotting cattle. It looks like the red one's gonna be a little lazy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's those steers not wanting to be with the heifers.
And I, you know. Yeah. Uh-oh, we got an escapee.
She took a little bit of a different route than we've seen. She went around the backside of that obstacle.
Yeah.
Just lost track of the dog for a minute.
So, you know, as competitors, everybody sits and watches and tries to figure out what's the best path to take.
Hard to say what's the best. 'Cause
Yeah.
different dog, like you said, different presence of the dog, different cattle.
I say 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right could make all the difference in the world. And it's easy to see from up here. I've never made a mistake sitting here.
Yeah.
Okay. A little bit of an overflank, but we can correct that.
Just keep them from the exhaust
Just
gate.
keep the flow going.
Yeah. I think she can make up a lot of time, like when she gets to moving, because these cattle look like they'll move.
There you go.
Come by. There, stand. Look. Stand here, come by. There, stand.
There.
Okay, here, away. There, walk.
Yeah, just the fact that the cattle didn't go down the backside of that panel
Yep.
saved a lot of time. You know, so you got old Red in there. Red went from the one that didn't want to go in at obstacle number 2 to the leader in obstacle number 4. Yeah, she's good. She's 3 minutes.
Maybe that's fine to have
She
gotten that
can
red
she
one
can
going.
do it.
Just don't get him over to the side here. Oh, good. Just snuck him in.
Yeah,
Just snuck him in.
that was a nice move. She hustles back.
She got about 40 seconds and she could jump in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is doable.
40 seconds now.
40 seconds.
Yeah, now we got the red one. Let's see.
Yeah.
We'll see how the red one dances here. Oh,
I think she's done it. Yeah. Okay, that's gonna put the pressure on the first place, I think. Huh? I'm pretty sure that might have moved her in the first place.
Both scored 270 and tied for 333. Next up, we'll have Slim Shoals and Lucky from that $1,000 class for the final 3 cattle.
Okay, well, let's see who our next competitor is. Oh, Shirley Showed. And Lucky from Richland, Oregon.
and wow, she comes in with under 6 minutes on 2 runs. So
2
that's
runs.
smoking fast.
So let's see what she's going to need to go into the lead.
See if they give it to us. They might
Yeah.
play with us here and not put it on the screen.
Yeah.
Then we'll all be guessing. But
Yeah, Shirley's had 2 good runs here today, or this week. Looking for another one. What does she need? 3 minutes and
49.
3:49.
So almost an equal run to the last one. But
So she needs to be just what Sarah was. Got to keep the cattle moving forward.
just skip past the fetch.
That those little mistakes right there. That's 5 seconds.
Five seconds to her, that probably felt like a minute.
Yeah. You know, so. Okay. Another little misdirect where Lucky went off to the away side when he should have been coming to the buy side.
At least they didn't go in. Then
Yeah.
she had to clear them out.
Yeah.
Now we'll have to wrap them back up. And
Yeah, Lucky's got him back under control. They're in. Oh. This might work pretty nice. I think Shirley wanted to come over and swap sides when they first went in, and then she saw that one duck into the lane, and she decided she was going to stay on her side.
now we'll
Yeah,
do a
now
swap.
she's gonna swap ends.
It's just a little bit better to have the dog push. 'cause the
I
dog
think
can
that's
go in.
right, you know, and your presence here to turn them. Are we good? Yeah. They're out.
We're at 2 minutes now. She got about 2 minutes left.
Yeah, if she just keeps them going in a straight line, doesn't turn their heads. That darn overflank just kills us every time. It's just, sometimes we don't even notice it.
And like you said, it's a matter of inches.
It's
on
inches.
overswing.
You know, just a hair. And when you're needing to be quick, a couple seconds here, a couple seconds there,
Can hurt.
yeah.
She's got them at a good pace now.
You know,
which is going to be helpful.
if they don't stall out, which they just did, and they always seem to stall out there, we can get them moving again. If she can get them in a high trot into that catch bin,
She'll have time to work with.
Yeah.
It's going to be close. It's going to be real close.
yep, got to get over here. We're going to miss it.
2 in, 1 out.
Okay, she's 325 in the pin. She's going to open the gate. See if we can get a volunteer, somebody to look at the gate.
Got them circling.
Come on, guys, there's nothing out there except food and water. You're going back.
They're really the
Pretty much
cattle-
your last run of the week.
Cattle are really paying attention to Shirley.
Yeah, they're paying attention to the dog. Okay, we've got 1 out. She shuts the gate. Whiteface sees it and wants to go. The last one standing there just waiting to open the gate. There we are.
Shut the gate. Gotta shut the gate and end the timer.
Yeah. Yeah, don't get your finger caught in there. Okay, 426 it looks like. Nice run.
We don't know where that'll put her in terms of
No,
the overall.
I don't have any idea.
She needed a 349 to jump into
And that was Shirley Sheldon Lucky with a full score of 270 and a time of 426. And that will round out our class for the intermediate cattle finals. I believe the next class that we have is the horseback class, the finals for that. They should be coming up momentarily.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be back in just a few minutes. They're going to saddle up some horses and get stirrups adjusted for the horseback class. Steve is going to bring the contestants in. It's only going to be a couple. I think we've only got 2 people. They bring 2 back, and then we'll be in. So I'll be back in a minute.